Hope you're having a good Sunday night. I'm ABC 24 meteorologist Corey Smith, and we're tracking snow in the Mid-South. You can see roads absolutely covered. This is I-40, I-240 here in Memphis. Cars are moving slowly tonight and carefully across the highways, but it does look like things are at least passable, although I would not recommend being out in this. You can see Highway 385, Kirby Parkway, no cars on the highway really there. And taking a look down in Mississippi, we are seeing at least some very snowy and icy conditions, or this I-55 near Mississippi River Bridge, I should say, over in Arkansas. So definitely some slow travels out there, and you can see that highlighted by these oranges and yellows and even some reds on our map. In fact, we've been having an issue right near the Mississippi River Bridge near I-55. A couple of trucks stalled on the ramp there, and that's causing a lot of delays. So try to stay inside as you go into tomorrow morning. Looks like things are going to be a little bit on the dicey side. We hit 32 degrees. That was our high temperature. It was actually at midnight, and since then we've been in the teens. I've circled this area where I've been watching for really what will likely be our best bet for seeing those higher snowfall amounts. We've been seeing a steady snow since about 2 o'clock this afternoon. And you can still see some of that precipitation streaming into the Mid-South right now. But a little bit of a change just south of really the 269 loop here in Hernando. Notice this yellow showing up on the radar. Now, normally we use this to track tornado debris, but we can also take a look at the transition from snow to mixed precipitation. And this yellow right here actually indicates a melting layer. So what we're seeing at the surface in places like Hernando, Holly Springs, Oxford over towards Tunica is actually some sleet. So that's going to be cutting into some snow totals down that way. And we're going to adjust the forecast, at least for some of our northern Mississippi counties going forward. But Memphis north, you are all snow, and we expect that to be the case as you go throughout the rest of the event. So you see all this blue here, really down here is where we're starting to see some of that sleet mix in, but we are all snow once you get into portions of Memphis, and that's including downtown Memphis out towards Bartlett, Raleigh, and Fraser, Germantown, and Cordova, still seeing snow showers as you go throughout the next couple of hours. We're at 2 inches of snow in Memphis, 1.3 in Tunica, 1.6 in Holly Springs, a little bit lower than that 2.3 in Oxford due to that sleet we've been mentioning moving through, and 0.6 inches in Dyersburg. Temperatures, though, are downright chilly. 11 in Dyersburg, 12 in Covington, 13 in Memphis, and 19 in Oxford. So as you go throughout the rest of the night, moderate to heavy snow continuing through about midnight. Then we'll see another round of heavy snow possible as we go into your Monday, and things should start to wrap up by Monday evening. So timing things out on our forecast model, you'll see at least the steady snow should come to an end right around midnight. It's once you get around then a little bit more spotty in nature before a second push of widespread snow showers as we start off your Monday morning. By about 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we should start to at least quiet things down winter weather wise as we go into your Monday. So your 7-day forecast going forward, you can see definitely on the cold side, we'll be in the teens over the next couple of days, not getting above freezing until Thursday. Now going forward, we're going to continue this break in of talking about your weather here on abc24.com and also on our app and on streaming on our social media. So make sure to switch over to there. But as we do that, let's talk about some of the pictures and some of the videos we've been getting in from our viewers. So first off, if you have any pictures, you can send those into us 901-321-7520. When you do that, you're going to make sure to add where you're taking that picture from, your name as well, and hopefully we'll be able to put you guys on air over the next couple days as we see some of that out there in the Mid-South. Let's take a look at some of those pictures and videos that we've gotten in from our viewers and talk about what we've been seeing. And you can see a cat right there. I don't know if he's enjoying the snow, but you know, definitely a good time. I know pets love the snow, and you can see really just a lot of wintry scenes from across the Mid-South earlier on today. So this is in the afternoon when we just had a dusting in some locations. A much different scene now. A lot of places approaching now 2 inches of snow and counting across the Mid-South, but we absolutely love to see what's going on in your neighborhood, and we love sharing that on air for you guys to see what's going on across the Mid-South communities, not only here in Memphis, but surrounding. So we absolutely love to see a bus moving down a wintry street there, and we absolutely love sharing that. So just make sure to send that in, but we want to go over the live stream if we have any questions or anything, and we're going to talk a little bit more in depth on what we can expect going forward. So I just want to see if we have any questions, and if not, we'll just loop back in and talk about the forecast a little bit more in depth here, because we have a little bit more time to do that here on the digital stream compared to on TV. So let's start you back out with the traffic, talk about what's going on. Like we mentioned, there were some slowdown. So if we take that into boxes here, we can show you guys what's going on. We have that slowdown on I-55, and you actually can see that ramp, that little circle right here in the middle of your screen is actually where we have those trucks that have been stalled out. It's been at least a couple of hours now, and it looks like they're trying to clear things out, but we haven't heard officially from TDOT or any other sources that they have cleared that. So we are seeing at least some slowdowns that way. Let's move back to radar, talk about what we're seeing there, because well, like we said, there is at least some changes in that forecast for now, because we are seeing some mixing precipitation, especially in Mississippi. So here's that circled area. That's where we expect things to remain for the most part all snow. And that's where we could see, I think, especially our higher amounts of accumulations as we go throughout the rest of this event, which will last through tomorrow afternoon. Once we get a little bit closer here, you can actually see it's really Hernando South. So you can see Senatoba, Crenshaw, Sardis, Holly Springs, out towards Abbeville is where we're seeing at least some of that sleet mix in, as well as in Oxford. We've even seen a little bit of freezing rain mixing in at times, at least in some videos on social media. But for the most part, the big takeaway is that we're going to see lower snowfall amounts along that 278 highway corridor in Mississippi. We actually talked about that in one of the model outcomes last night. So it looks like that model was on to something there. And for the rest of us, we do expect snow to continue. Snowfall totals on track for the most part, especially north of the Tennessee line, 2 inches here in Memphis, and some locally higher amounts now starting to add up there. So let's walk you through what we can expect a little bit more in depth on at least totals. And you can see that we did make at least a little bit of changes on that snowfall forecast. I think I might pull that back at least for the 9 o'clock, especially places like Clarksdale and Oxford. You might end up with around 1 to 3 inches, honestly, by the end of things. But that 4 to 6 is a little bit skinnier now due to that encroaching sleet line that is moving up in northern Mississippi. But if you're in Tennessee, places like Boulevard, Memphis, I think that you are on track right now to get that 4 to 6 inch range total by the time things are said and done. We also have a wind chill advisory out, and that's for a good portion of the Mid-South. You can see all those blue counties shaded in there, and that means that wind chill values as we go from midnight tonight through 1 p.m. tomorrow could be below 0, and that's just dangerous at that point, especially if you're not covered up. So just be aware if you are heading out. It's definitely going to be absolutely chilly outside. My recommendation is stay inside unless you want to play in the snow for a little bit, but make sure you're warming up as soon as you're done there. Let's go ahead and take one last look at the forecast model, what we can expect as we head into the overnight hours, because we've had that steady snow. That's going to be coming to an end, I think, right around midnight. So let's put that into motion, and you can see by about midnight, especially north towards Dyersburg, Crockett County, we could be seeing at least the end of at least the steady snowfall up that way, more spotty in nature as we head into the overnight period, but becoming more widespread once again as we head around 8 to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That should come to an end right around 1 to 2 p.m. from the west to the east as the backside of the system moves through, and temperatures going to be dropping very quickly. We'll be getting close to 10 degrees, if not the single digits, for your Monday night, Tuesday morning, just downright cold. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going for, because we've been talking about the snow for a while, but really I think the main story this week is going to be the cold weather. So let's pull up, and you can see the 4 P's of weather safety going forward: people, pets, pipes, and plants. You want to make sure all of those are taken care of as you go throughout this week, because we are talking about some Arctic cold that's in place right now. In fact, as we take a look at your 7-day forecast, you can see those temperatures really not rising up too much. 15 is probably going to be our high temperature set at midnight as we go into Monday. We'll be in the low teens in the afternoon on your Monday, down to 10 degrees on Tuesday morning, up to 17, mostly cloudy skies. We're sunny on your Wednesday, but we start off at 5 degrees here in Memphis. Could be lower in places where we see a little bit higher snowfall totals, so something to watch there with a high of 29. We're at 22 to start off your Thursday, and then we barely get above freezing Thursday afternoon, maybe for a span of 3 to 4 hours before we're back below freezing for your Friday and Saturday, because we're expecting a wintry mix to move through with another system that pulls in some more cold air. And then eventually back above freezing as we go towards Sunday with a high of 36. So this is some downright cold air, but of course, like we said, we hope you are enjoying the snow, especially tomorrow. If you can get outside when we get the sunshine back up, or at least the light up. It'll be cloudy as we go into tomorrow, and enjoy some of that snow staying warm. We'd love to see those pictures. You can send that into 901-321-7520. Just make sure they're including your name along with a photo or video and a short message about your photo or video that you're sending in, and we'd absolutely love to show that on air to the rest of our viewers here and sharing on the fun of the snow that we're seeing right now, especially because it's a holiday weekend. A lot of us didn't really have many plans for the Monday anyway, so a nice day to spend time inside. But we're going to be back on air at 9 o'clock. We'll have an updated forecast for you guys on the CW, and then also at 10 o'clock on ABC 24. We'll be here on abc24.com as well for both of those shows, so you can tune in there as well. But hopefully you guys stay warm and stay safe.